Amazon Go was supposed to feel like the future of shopping. Walk in, grab what you need, walk out, and never wait at a checkout line. Then Amazon shut down most of the Amazon Go stores and stepped back from parts of its Fresh Store push. That sounds like a clean failure story. But a clean failure story misses the most important part. Amazon did not kill the underlying idea. It killed one retail expression of the idea while keeping the technology alive, selling it elsewhere, and folding the grocery bet into a much bigger strategy. So this case is not really about a company that built the wrong technology. It is about a company that found the wrong store economics and changed surfaces before it changed ambition. When Amazon launched Go, the appeal was obvious. It attacked one of retail's most familiar pain points and made the shopping trip feel almost invisible. For years, that looked like a glimpse of the next operating system for physical stores. Retail plus computer vision plus Amazon scale sounded like an unfair combination. And Amazon had reasons to care. Grocery is huge, recurring, habitual, and strategically useful because it brings customers back again and again. A frictionless convenience format could have become more than a novelty. It could have been the front door to a much larger food and last-mile ecosystem. That is why Amazon Go drew so much attention. It was never just a cool store. It looked like a visible proof that Amazon might rewrite everyday retail. Amazon's real grocery game was always bigger than Go. In its own company update, Amazon said it was already one of the top 3 grocers in the United States by gross sales. The same update said Amazon served more than 150 million grocery customers and reached more than 5,000 cities and towns across online and in-store formats. That changes the frame immediately. Amazon was not depending on Go stores to prove that it belonged in food retail. The bigger engines were online delivery, Whole Foods, and a logistics system that could move groceries at scale without asking customers to visit a branded experiment. So even while Amazon Go got the headlines, the real grocery battle was being fought somewhere much larger and much less cinematic. Amazon's own wording is revealing. It said it had not yet found the right economic model for parts of its physical fresh footprint and would close locations while concentrating on formats with clearer traction. That is business language for something important. A store can feel innovative and still fail the math on labor, real estate, basket size, traffic, and repeat behavior. Amazon Go solved a visible customer problem, but a retail business is not judged only by whether the checkout-free demo feels magical. If the surface is elegant but the economics are thin, the company is not looking at a technology triumph. It is looking at an expensive lesson. And Amazon is one of the few companies disciplined enough to say that out loud, shut the doors that are not working, and move the capital toward channels that are. That pivot is why the case matters. Amazon did not back away from grocery. It backed away from one physical expression of grocery. In the same update, the company doubled down on same-day delivery, Whole Foods expansion, and a smaller daily shop format designed for dense neighborhoods. Amazon said same-day delivery of perishables had grown more than 40 times since January 2023, and Whole Foods sales had increased about 40% in that period as well. It also said more than 100 new Whole Foods and Amazon Fresh stores were in the pipeline, while more daily shop locations were planned through 2026. In other words, Amazon did not conclude that food retail was a mistake. It concluded that the best distribution format was not the one that got the most headlines. The strongest proof comes from what happened next to Just Walk Out. In January 2026, Amazon said the technology was active in more than 360 third-party locations across 5 countries. The same update said those locations processed 36.7 million items through 17.7 million shopping sessions in the previous year. Amazon also said deployment costs had fallen by more than 50%, and installation time had gone from weeks to hours, which is exactly what you would expect if a company stopped treating the system like a flagship spectacle and started treating it like a product. It even pushed the technology into its own operations, with more than 40 Just Walk Out enabled stores live inside Amazon fulfillment centers and more planned for 2026. So the underlying bet survived. The bet just changed from Amazon owning the futuristic store to Amazon placing the capability wherever the economics and traffic made more sense. That is the strategic lesson too many surface-level business stories miss. A dead storefront is not always a dead capability. Sometimes a company uses one public format as a test bed, learns where the friction really is, and then redeploys the useful parts somewhere less glamorous and more profitable. Amazon Go was highly visible, but visibility is not the same thing as strategic importance. The more important question is which part Amazon refused to abandon. It abandoned the romantic story people remembered. It kept the data, the software, the sensors, the integrations, and the lesson about where frictionless retail actually pays. That is a much more Amazon-like outcome than the internet shorthand of they failed and moved on. That is also why the story looks different at Amazon than it would at a smaller retailer. A startup may need one format to win, or the whole thesis breaks. Amazon can test one surface, decide the economics are not good enough, and still keep the capability because the surrounding machine is much larger. It still has grocery demand, delivery density, Whole Foods infrastructure, enterprise relationships, and internal places to deploy the technology. So Amazon was never really choosing between save Amazon Go or lose the future. It was choosing which part of the future deserved more capital. Most viewers judged the store. Amazon judged the system. That difference explains why the company could shut doors without abandoning the broader retail ambition. So, did Amazon Go fail? As a branded store network, yes, it clearly did not become the mass market retail revolution many people expected. But if you zoom out one level, the case looks different. Amazon used the stores to test a retail future, learned that grocery and convenience economics worked better through other channels, and kept the technology where it still had leverage. That is why the better title for this story is not Amazon built a bad idea. It is Amazon killed the store and kept the capability. For incumbents, that is an important distinction. Products can die, interfaces can die, but a useful capability can outlive the failed format that introduced it. And that is what makes Amazon Go such a strong business case. The store disappeared, but the strategy underneath it did not. So did Amazon Go fail? As a branded store network, yes, it clearly did not become the mass market retail revolution many people expected. But if you zoom out one level, the case looks different. Amazon used the stores to test a retail future, learned that grocery and convenience economics worked better through other channels, and kept the technology where it still had leverage. That is why the better title for this story is not Amazon built a bad idea. It is Amazon killed the store and kept the capability. For incumbents, that is an important distinction. Products can die, interfaces can die, but a useful capability can outlive the failed format that introduced it. And that is what makes Amazon Go such a strong business case. The store disappeared, but the strategy underneath it did